America's Last Days by Douglas MacKinnon. This is a political thriller, and really it's in the same style as Tom Clancy. So if you enjoy Tom Clancy books, this is right up the alley. It's really short, 338 pages is super short compared to a Tom Clancy, and the chapters are even shorter, 68 chapters. I think there were pages where it was one full page was a chapter. So I enjoy shorter chapters, so this really was right up my alley. I picked this up when I was younger. Throughout my teenage years, I read Tom Clancy, so this fit right in line. This was in your face politics. There's a lot of, it's very conservative leaning. So, really, if that bothers you, this could be a deterrent or a hurdle for this book. But they did play both sides. The setting is the United States of America, and there is a group of conservatives who are arguably extreme, but they want to get back to the community feel. They want to have, outstanding issues. When the Constitution was founded, they wanted to get back to the founding fathers' idea of America. So I don't really blame them in that sense, but they are under a conservative president. So that was kind of unique there, with a Democratic challenger about to win ahead in the polls. So there's that dynamic there. There's a lot of politics, but the main character is a civilian communications department for the White House under the conservative president. And he is tasked with a Pentagon project called Talon Blue. And Talon Blue is kind of like the Star Wars-esque, shoot down something from a satellite, satellite laser, shoot something down. So lots of fun. You follow Mike McNeil as he learns about the Talon Blue program, and then his experiences along the way, and this right-wing group called the 1776 Command. So they want, in exchange for not blowing up nuclear warheads on United States soil, they want Wyoming and Montana. So they plan to secede from the Union and found their own nation. Of course, there's not, I don't want to say a splinter group, but of course there's an even further right-wing group, the corporate bankroller for this group. So this book does a really great job of showing that it's not, there's more than one person on each side. It's not, you can't lump everybody into one single group. There's a spectrum, and there's where people land could be close to the middle or way to the right or way to the left. So there are crazies on both sides, and this book does a good job of exemplifying that. And really, for me, one of my favorite parts is when the main character has to decide what he's going to do. Is he going to stay in America? Is he going to move to this new nation? It's just this whole dynamic that hit a lot different now that I'm in my 30s rather than when I was a teenager. There's a bunch of, cliche quotes. Chance favors the prepared mind. Ask forgiveness instead of permission. All that kind of stuff. They reference the Constitution a lot. And really, the splinter group is, not crazy people. Like, it is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the director of the FBI, the director of CIA. It's not like a bunch of people on a farm. It is the real deal, like these people. Yeah, so I think the whole dynamic was great. It was a great thriller, page turner. It kept me guessing. I didn't know what was going to happen next, and I really enjoyed it. It went by really fast. So this still holds up today because there was a blackout where a hacker group took down a pipeline in the Northeast, and a quarter of the country was without gasoline. And it's this still holds up, even though this was 15 or 20 years ago written. Most of the characters are pretty believable. I don't normally hang out in Washington, so I don't really know about the dynamics and stuff like that. It's a male lead, but also there were a number of female characters in prominent positions, which shocked me for this, from this book was quite a while ago. I mean, it's fiction, but it kind of seems like the only people that have any common sense are the main character, but part of that's the thriller dynamic and the mystery. You have to cut corners somewhere. So all around, great book. The things that I didn't like, it felt like it was 100 miles an hour, so there wasn't a lot of character building, and I was okay with that because it is a thriller. You don't have all that time to build up the characters, so it did go by fast, and it is in the style of Tom Clancy in that there's like 2 or 3 perspectives that jump back and forth. So if you like Tom Clancy books, enjoy America's Last Days. I sure did, and remember to buy your books used.